business owners. My name is Dana Ball, and I'm a small business attorney here in the state of Utah. We are here to help you face reality with your employer obligations. And you need to know that I used to sue businesses like yours for sexual harassment and any employment-related claim. And I got frustrated with that process. I saw how expensive and time-consuming and emotionally draining an employment lawsuit is. And what was frustrating is that it could be avoided. And so I am here today to help you see exactly how to avoid a situation that ends up in a lawsuit for retaliation. So retaliation is actually the most common claim filed against employers. And on the flip side of that, it is surprisingly the easiest to prevent. So let's get right to it. Retaliation claims, they are expensive. What's frustrating with them is that the truth of the actual complaint doesn't matter. What matters is that the complaint was made in good faith. And if your actions were unintentional, that could be shown as retaliation. Just the fact that it was unintentional doesn't matter. So these claims are very frustrating for employers because there's a lot going on that's out of your control. So take control, listen to what I have to say, and figure out how to implement it so that you are aware and you can train your supervisors and your employees on how to avoid such a claim. All right. Retaliation happens when an employer punishes an employee because that employee engaged in legally protected activity. So what is legally protected activity? There are two things: filing a complaint or participating in an investigation. So the complaint has to be about a legally protected conduct. So sexual harassment would be one, discrimination, hostile work environment, wage and hour issues. And the frustrating part is that it doesn't have to be a formal complaint. So if you want to know what triggers your duty as an employer, I have another video just on that about investigating complaints, and you can get a whole list of what triggers your duty. So the complaint can be just something that you heard, or it was told to a supervisor of yours, or it can be formal. So a formal one could be an employee goes directly to the EEOC and files a complaint for age discrimination. The other protected legal activity is participating in an investigation. So whether that investigation is completed by you, if you interview a witness, then that witness has just participated in protected legal activity. If the EEOC interviews a witness, that witness, it has participated in protected legal activity. So protected legal activity means that you have to be very careful as an employer on how your actions going forward with the employee who complained or the employee who participated as a witness in an investigation. So just know, even if the complaint was for age discrimination, for example, and you don't see any reason why there's no evidence to support that type of a complaint, that doesn't matter. What matters is that the complaint was made in good faith. So if that employee made the complaint in good faith or told someone in your management level employees in good faith, then that's what matters. All right? Okay, so protected legal activity, filing a complaint, informal or formal, or participating as a witness in an investigation. So here's the actions that you need to be careful about going forward. firing or demoting one of those employees, denying a raise or a transfer to a different position or maybe a different location by one of those employees, forcing that one of those employees to switch jobs or maybe a shift that is less favorable to what they have now. Something that could be less subtle is if you exclude them from a training or a mentoring event, or you exclude them from staff meetings on a project that they've been working on. You need to be careful about giving them unfair or unexpected poor performance reviews, and avoid any of your staff spreading false rumors about one of those employees. Avoid treating those employees' family members in any negative way, and avoid making the person's work more difficult, because that does happen. So a common situation is where their supervisor feels like they're being attacked because of this complaint that was made, even if there's nothing to substantiate the complaints, but the complaint was made in good faith. Maybe the supervisor feels attacked and they start making the work environment difficult for one of those employees or both of them. That can be used to prove retaliation. So what the court will look at is the action that was taken to punish. So it is seen as a punishment to that employee, and then the timing. When did that action happen? From the time the complaint was made, or when the employee participated as a witness in an investigation, to when that action was taken. If it is close to when the complaint happened, or the witness or the employee was a witness, then that leads the court to assume that there is legitimate retaliation. So you always, if there is something that happens and you have to give a poor performance review or write an employee up, just make sure that you have a legitimate explanation for the action and you've documented it. That's what's going to be key for you to protect you in case a retaliation complaint is filed and a lawsuit happens. So retaliation complaints can be complicated and expensive. So just take special care to document your reasons for disciplining an employee who has engaged in legally protected activity. So a court will be suspicious if the timing between the complaint and the subsequent discipline. So just be careful. I'm not saying you can't discipline. You just have to be careful. And it would be, in this situation, it would be a great idea for you to contact an employment attorney licensed in your state to give you advice on how to proceed. If you do have to discipline somebody or take some sort of action against an employee who has participated in any type of protected legal activity, please seek legal counsel. So my question I'm ending on today: do you have policies in place with trainings to prevent you or your supervisors from retaliating against an employee? I hope you do, but if not, find a way to get those policies put in place. And we have trainings online that are convenient. We'll put the link in the description of the video below. Thanks for joining us. We hope to see you next time.